Well, let's see. Yeah, we just checked the volume. Did want to come on here today to do another little demonstration of something. You've seen how I've made this little gingerbread out of a sock. Decided that today would be a good moment in time to come on here and show you all a little more as to how I'm getting things ready for Christmas in July by kind of showing you all how I'll stuff the gingerbread man sock. You just kind of take the brown sock, and wanted to tell you that I purchased this set of brown socks from the Salvation Army thrift store because it was a place where I could kind of buy them cheap. And it's kind of like how I might go Goodwill or anywhere else in the future just to kind of get any sock I can find that would be of a good color or sort from which to make a gingerbread man. So we're going to add a little bit more stuffing here to the head and come up with the way that the head is going to come on and make itself going to be a little stuffed Tom. So as for this, we got a little work here. Come along, make it its way, make it so it's all gonna come along too. And I say that it's all going to be good once we get the little hang of it. So as for what we'll do now, we'll take out this little piece of brown thread. I wanted to tell you all that this brown thread is exceptionally thick compared to some other threads. Don't know why or what the use is, but that's kind of the reason why I've even used it to sew broadcloth onto some of my pelts to make some of my little pelt pillows that I make for myself, like my own handmade taxidermy, but I don't really show those on social media or on videos because not everybody is a fan of that. Everybody's different, and that's a whole nother subject. We could get on that a whole different time, but as for now, once you get the stuffing in to make a ball for the head, we're going to take this thread here where it's looped into the needle and run it through the middle, and then kind of take it so it's going to run to the other side here, kind of make it go crossways, and then we're going to kind of go around in little circles like this and probably turn every quarter around to get it in. You can probably do this as many times as you want because the more times you do it, the more secure it's going to be. And when you get done with it, it's just going to come up to where you finally have a good head for a gingerbread man. And I say that we're going to come along here, take it down its side. Sometimes you can even go a little ways over with little corners you're going to take into it, make it so it's going to be a little bit better when you come along right and see how it's all going to do. You can kind of go any number of directions with this, take it to infinity level and see that it's just going to kind of come down to what you're going to need it or want it to be. When you all get done, it's just going to kind of come along just right to make its way down the middle to you and see what you want to see, know what you want to know. And I say that it's going to be different directions to take with your work and what you do. I say that this little time in my life we all just work our ways about this and make our way through it just to see how far our little talents and gifts can go. And speaking of that, I've got little stories to share about how I see what some of the different artistic abilities are that different friends of mine have. It's all different. I tell them that I can never do theirs. They tell me they could never do mine. So we see that there's just a lot of differences, and all we can do what we can do, and all kinds of things people are going to see you do and tell you they wish they could. But I'll tell you, I've got to see if I've got a pair of scissors nearby here. Yes, I probably don't have my best pair, but I've got a good pair here. And there we go, kind of making our way in. We got the thread falling beneath. So I'll tell y'all that there's little directions we take. I guess we say that these two heads probably came out about equal in their strength from how they've been stuffed. But as for now, we're going to stuff the little gingerbread man's body here to make it so it's going to come out to where it'll be of a great size to have. And we're going to get this together in the best ways we can and see how this is going to go, how this is going to do, how this is going to work for us. I say we kind of got to stuff the body a little bit, and as you'll see, this gingerbread man is not going to really have arms and legs, but it is going to kind of have a little place down at the end where we sort of tie a knot in the sock to make the end of its body here. And so that is how we're going to work along this, just to see how much we can make it come out. And then the knot is going to come into its place, and we're going to see how this is going to be when we get it all done. I do have a little bit to demonstrate here as far as just how this is going to go. And finally, we're going to make the knot out, and this is going to be about the place where the body is going to end. We know we probably didn't get this one as tough and thick as we did this one, but this time around I'd say I probably only had so much polyester to use. Probably could go to another spot in the house and get some more, but I'd say maybe it would be a good idea to kind of undo it a little bit here, and maybe, just maybe, stuff it a little bit more. Pardon me for using my teeth there, because sometimes I don't know what else to do. Sometimes it'll kind of get a little strange here and there, but I manage it well. Tell you a little funny story about work one time. You know, we kind of had a little trash can in there, and that trash bag was one that we already tied it up, but some people needed to throw some more trash away, so tried to use my teeth to undo the knot in the trash bag, and one lady said to me, "No, Jonathan, don't use your teeth." And another one said, "Yeah, I was about to say that's nasty." Yeah, I tell you, you know, I can do some strange, funny things like that, but, you know, like we say, you know, the trash is already contaminated. Couldn't really do that. I kind of thought it would be a little funny to try it for once. But, you know, there's been a lot of different things to me. What's funny to me is gross to other people, so little strange things happen in life, things we do in the most weirdest of ways. Finally did find a little more polyester stuffing in the floor, so finally got it stuffed a little more, and then it's all gonna come out to where we probably got a body that's about the same height and size there. And I say that the work that shall come along to make this a little better, there's one thing that for this moment we're going to start to do. We might just take a little green paint, kind of like how I gave this one little green eyes, and we're going to put the eyes on first. We'll come back in a different video to kind of put on the rest of the face and the buttons down the front and things like that, but this is kind of where we're going to go right now, because you know, sometimes the paint in certain places has to dry before you can put it on in other places. So this is where we got a little place on here to make the paint go like this. The eyes are going to be just directed towards this, and probably got them out a little in a little bit of a wider space than we did the first one here. Got to check and make sure of that, but yes, we did, and I think it's all going to be good once it all gets done, because it is rather good to make each and every one unique. While I'm at it, we will get back to showing how the paintings of the Santas have come along since this morning. Since recording the last video, I have put in a few more features to some of these. With these two ones that are like red and traditional with the blue eyes and all, you know, there's been different things I've seen in the books about how to paint the backpacks and the gloves, and decided to kind of make these two a little unique. Give one of them green gloves and kind of a reddish brown backpack, and give the other one reddish brown gloves and kind of a green backpack. There's going to be a little more to show here. You've probably already seen these little ones that are of crimson red, and you know, some of this I've already told you about, but did decide to go ahead and paint these Mississippi mud colored gloves on one. Have yet to decide what color the backpack is going to be, and on this one I took that same Mississippi red mud and kind of made the backpack that color. Have yet to decide what the gloves are going to be, but it's more than likely that the color of the gloves on this one will be the same as the color of the backpack on this one. That's how the work will come along. I'd like to mention even about this one that is kind of mostly green with the reddish brown ruffles and the gray beard. I put some blue eyes onto this one. Not sure if I showed you that yet or not, or that might have just been something I did this morning, if I remember correctly. I don't know, but I decided to use the crimson red to give it some color for its gloves. That's how that one will come along. I'd like to mention I did a little bit more painting along onto this one. Finally got silver into its sleeve cuffs, just like around the ruffle of its head and its pom-pom, and decided to put little blue eyes onto this one because it could contrast a little bit from this midnight garden color. And then I've got this one to show. I've told you about how I've probably given it like the little, trying to think what that color of green is called. It's hunter green. Yeah, I was confused yesterday because I didn't have the bottle to look it up on, but gave it the hunter green hat and little golden ruffle. And there was another shade of green I have here. It was, let's see, the Victorian green, or it might have been this other I had here You know, I'm just forgetting what these shades are called because I just look at them and just see whatever colors I think would be fitted best. But that's kind of how I gave it a little lighter green for its eyes. Decided I wanted to put green eyes onto some of these Santas because that's what I did when I first started carving those little red bullet or candlestick shaped Santas years ago, and kind of tried to give them different eye colors. And even that book about carving Santas from around the world has that in it too. And I'd say as we just go a little further along, I'd like to show how I came along on this one. I debated for this one, two, three, four, five, six, for this eighth one I did, what color I was going to start with to make its hat. And then I thought it over, decided that since, you know, I'm kind of getting ideas with crimson red, just decided that that was a color that came to my mind because I can probably put enough other colors with that one to make it like that, and have yet to decide how I'll paint the rest of it. But just wanted to let you all know that that is exactly how the work is coming along here. I'll have more to show as we go a little further and as we get a little bit more ready for our Christmas and July shows that come up in a couple of months. There's probably going to be a time or two when I'm going to take a break due to how it is when in the school cafeteria I work. We've had a lot of missed days for inclement weather and statewide emergencies. So those of us who are working for the system, we've already been paid for those days. So we have to work the extra makeup days. They're going to find stuff for us to do over that time. We don't know what it'll be yet, but they will find it for us. And that's just kind of what I wanted to get on here for today and say to you all. And thank you all for watching, and hope you all will always keep in touch from now on.